You are now tuned in to the Chaotic Culture Podcast.
It's the KKP on your mother flipping airways. Hear the name ringing through the halls and the stairways. You were listening to a pod that can segue all the latest topics, guaranteed to fill your headspace. It's a safe place to voice your opinion. Say what you feel, just like you're a kid again. Kid to pro and friends, black as obsidian. Chaotic culture, that's the world we living in. So what's the word?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast, the pod where chaos rules and black culture is supreme. The Chaotic Culture Podcast is brought to you by patreon.com/chaotic culture pod. Please be sure that you subscribe to the Patreon to get bonus episodes, content, and of course, to help keep the lights on. You can subscribe today for just $3 a month. Once again, we appreciate your support. This podcast will deep dive into modern black culture and how millennials and Gen Z and Gen Alpha, I guess, can navigate the crazy parts from finances, black business highlights, black professionals, community content creators, home ownership, HBCU, sports, black nerddom, anime, wrestling, and especially black music. If it encompasses black culture, we are going to cover it. Live from the 410, I am the host and the creator of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. This is your boy, Ked the Pro, a.k.a. the Calculating Millennial, a.k.a. the Encore Presentation.
Can I get an encore? Do you want more?
A.k.a. your favorite toxic adjacent king, Ked the Poet, Ked the Closer, all that good stuff. 843 is me. Baltimore's the place to be. Always chaotic, never toxic on most days. And back again, once again, with your favorite black culture highlights and black culture shenanigans. Today, of course, we got one of the usual suspects pulling back up to the pod once again. Boy, Rob J, of course, from Inside the Mind of a Blur. Once again, Rob, thank you for coming aboard, brother. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Hey, man, it feels good to be here. It feels good to be back, man. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Rob J, a.k.a. the Breakfast Food Bandit, a.k.a. the English Dub Enthusiast, a.k.a. the Croc Hashira. I am not throwing away my Crocs, a.k.a. the Soju Samurai, a.k.a. the Waffle House Warrior. Man, I haven't had any Waffle House in a minute. I really need to change that. Hey, I've heard that the prices at Waffle House have slightly gone up. I haven't gone. I've been seeing this on Twitter. I've been seeing that the prices have gone up like tremendously, and I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know. I need to go and see for myself. But yeah, man, Ked, shout out to you. Shout out to the Chaotic Culture Podcast. It feels great to be back. And yeah, man, I'm just ready to get into it, dog. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are having another guest pull up here. He's going to be fashionably late. So as always, you know, when he gets there, I'll let him do his introduction. But as y'all already know, the way that we start off this podcast, of course, is talking about the week we had, our mental health, and, you know, just seeing if, you know, letting you guys know how we're doing pretty much. So, Rob, how has your mental health been, good sir?
Bro, my mental health has been in a good state. I'm not gonna lie. I've been working. Listen, man, I've just been saying, I just want to stack and save. Just stack and save. I want to save my money. Look who finally decides to pull up.
Pulled up late.
Look who finally decides to pull it up, man. Jesus Christ, man. You know what? Hey, we will get into my week, but first, let's Bo finally pulled up, man.
Yeah. So pulling up fashionably late. As always,
as
another member of Inside the Mind of a Blur, Mr. Bo, aka Bo done did it. Please, sir, go ahead and do your introduction here.
Hello, it is I, Bo done did it, aka the tall Nigerian in the pod, aka I am known as the Bo Flumi, aka the Hintai Bo, aka I'm the only black guy, only black Nigerian in the pod. And I said that twice, but you know, gotta clarify that sometimes. But you know.
I was about to say, don't say you're the only black person.
I'm gonna say, bro, it's mad black people here, dog.
Yeah,
mad black people here, man. Come on.
Exactly. But yeah.
All right. Once again, Bo, we welcome you aboard. We were just getting into talks about mental health this week. So, Rob J, once again, tell us how your week has been, how your mental health has been.
Yeah, well, I was rudely interrupted, but no, I'm just playing. Nah, man. This week has been pretty solid. I've been like in a good space. I've been listening to some music, been watching some really good shows that's been coming out. Listen, man, we are in the great like stage right now of shows. There's a lot of great shows out right now. Like it's so much fire that's been going on. If you want to go on Netflix, Hulu, Max, like wherever, Apple TV Plus, like it's some really good stuff over there. But yeah, man, I'm good. I can't complain. Yeah, I've just been trying to prepare for DreamCon that's coming up. It's coming up quickly.
Yep.
I didn't expect it to get here. I feel like I don't know. Time is crazy right now. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, just trying to get ready for that. And yeah, I can't complain.
I feel it, bro. I feel it. Bo, how has your mental health been, good sir?
Well, it's been pretty good. Getting more sleep during the week now often. So, trying to plan my sleep schedule, which is not bad. Let's see. But yeah, I can say nothing. Those been all good. I'm getting my naps in. I'm having time to actually do some of my pre-calculus for my bachelor's degree I'm trying to take for computer science.
Let's go.
But yeah, everything will be fine, and just being chill week. So.
That's good to hear, man. Good to hear, man. Once again, I've congratulated you before, but definitely congratulations on continuing your education, bro. As always, keep doing your thing, man. I'm glad that I do not have to worry about pre-calculus or calculus anymore. I done got both my degrees. I am. I know that math will pretty much follow me for the rest of my career, but I still just like if I can stay away from them two subjects, I'll be all right.
Word. No, I hope I don't have to take any more calculus. But I should start my bachelor of computer science. If I could just take one more, that's it. For anything else, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I get it. I get it. And then don't take physics on top of that, because then that's just even more calculus.
Ooh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Physics too? Oh no.
Yeah, I had to do that in high school, bro. It is crazy because I passed physics with an A, but calculus I got a C. And I was just like, man, I gotta keep this thing again in college, bro. Anyway. Yeah. Moving on. So my mental health has actually been kind of up and down this week, in part because I had an allergic reaction.
Ooh. Damn.
Yeah. What ended up happening was last Sunday, my cousin was in town, and my cousin was a guest piercer at a piercing shop. And so naturally, she lives all the way out in California. So having her over on this side of the country was dope. So we went out to this Thai spot called the Dara that's in Baltimore. Now, I'm not blaming them for, whatever happened here, but what I suspect happened here is that my Thai food was cooked in the same oil as the seafood. And so what ended up happening is that, Sunday night I was fine. Monday night I was fine. And then Tuesday I just start like itching. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like, am I sleeping on something wrong? Like, do I need to, wash my bed sheets? Mind you, I do that like, all the time anyway, but it's just like, what's going on? Like, I thought maybe, okay, something bit me, or maybe I rubbed up against something. But then Wednesday came around, and I'm supposed to be going to work Wednesday. That's my Monday. And like, there was just a whole bunch of bumps going up my arms, my shoulders, my neck area. I'm like, this looks like hives. I shot a picture of my mom. I'm like, Mom, does this look like an allergic reaction to you? She said, yeah, you got hives, bro. What's going on? Like, what happened? And I tried to like detail back, what I ate that week. She was like, it was probably the Thai food. They probably cooked it in seafood. And, me being me, normally I'm good about those kind of things. Like, hey, don't cook my food in the same oil as seafood. But that Sunday I did not. So I can't hold it against the business, obviously, especially because it was towards the end of the night anyway. I mean, but at the same time, every restaurant that I go to now, I just have to be mindful. Like, hey, please do not cook my food in the same oil as food. I had a delayed reaction. And I had to miss work Wednesday because I was like, I'm not about to go to work while doing all of this and
Hell yeah.
well, that's not about to happen. Thankfully, it was just a mild reaction, and I'm better now. But yeah, that's pretty much how my week was, man. I'm recovering from an allergic reaction. That's why I didn't pod last week too. So there's that. But and I was, and it's funny because did we do Inside the Monica episode last week? Yeah. And I was like still feeling uncomfortable, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna still like push through. I just didn't know that was at the time until the next day. So
gotcha. Bo, anyway, what is going on over there? Bo?
The dog.
What's happening, bro?
I'm at Marion's place, so the dog is all up on my computer.
Crying,
shout out to the dog. It ain't his fault. He's just being a dog.
Hey, me, I'm a dog.
But yep, that's how my week has been, guys. But everything is all set. Everything is all good. The dog is apparently having a fit. But before we get into today's topic, I definitely wanted to do a quick check. We just had the can you mute yourself? Oh, okay. I was about to say dog is causing all kinds of tantrums. But anyway, we just got finished with the women's Final Four. And unfortunately, me being a South Carolina fan, I definitely wanted South Carolina Gamecocks to run it back. That did not happen. The UConn Huskies have once again become national champions. It is their 12th, or at least it's Gino's 12th championship as their head coach. It's a phenomenal program. I can't be mad because you know what? I like watching UConn play. Paige Becker's finally got a ring, so people can shut up about that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that UConn squad was tremendous. I watched the game from start to finish. They were going back and forth in the first quarter. The UConn Huskies started to pull away a little bit in the second, but it was still a close game. Beginning of third quarter, South Carolina rallied to cut it back down to 5, and then after that, it was just like the floodgates just busted open, and UConn just started dropping shots and getting into the paint. The biggest thing was that South Carolina was getting good looks at the basket, but they could not buy a shot. And then on top of that, UConn was crowding the paint, so it was forcing Carolina to like, hey, we want you to take these long jumpers, and they weren't hitting them. Nope. Nope. Okay. Meanwhile, you got AZ Fun in the backcourt. Whatever guard she was guarding, she was just getting them easy bunnies. Like, oh, you don't want that ball, steal it, and fast break, easy layup. Wow. Sarah Strong come out like with a rebound, put back. They couldn't stop either AZ Fudd, or Sarah Strong. Paige really didn't even have to score. She scored 17.
She could just chill.
She could just chill. But they still won. I think the final score was like 82-59. So yeah, it was bad from that front, but I do believe the Gamecocks will be back, man. Shout out to the Lady Gamecocks. They did do their thing. They had a great season, even though it wasn't as strong as the previous ones because they've had injuries and they've had, losses like that, unfortunately. But they still went all the way to the national championship game. And once again, shout out to the UConn Lady Huskies. Gino is a god in women's basketball at this point. That he has achieved god tier status. 12 rings, bro. Like
in basketball, period. I think, bro. He has to be up there. He has to be in those conversations as being one of the greatest coaches ever. I think in all of sports, just period, bro.
All sports.
Like he is a legend, bro. He's been to the 12 rings, bro. My guy can fill up a whole egg carton of rings, dog. Exactly. Damn. My guy can fill up a whole egg carton of rings, man. But yeah, you have to put him in that conversation of being one of the best coaches of all time in any sport, bro. In
any sport.
Sarah Strong, she's a freshman, right? She's just a freshman out there going crazy. So, hey, man, the future is bright still, though, because, bro, UConn has been putting in work. And listen, I'm happy for Paige because, of course, she got hurt last year and whatnot and had to sit out. So it was really dope. It's really dope to see her finally get her ring and whatnot. But hats off to South Carolina, too, man. They had a great year. But, dog, they got blown out by 30 twice by the same team in the same season.
Bro. Same season. UConn really. Woo. And it's crazy because UConn was like, they had lost like 3 back-to-back at that point. finally got a win over South Carolina. And Gino, they said Gino's comments was when he went to that locker room, he expected the girls to be like celebratory after that first 30-point win over South Carolina. Nah, they was locked in. They were like, nah, we gotta keep going. And they went all the way, and that's when he knew, like, okay, yeah, I got a team on me.
Yeah, yeah, man. So yeah, man. I think South Carolina will definitely be back next year, and I think one of their star players were hurt. I think she tore
ACL.
Tore her ACL, so she was out, and she was really good. I'm sorry, I can't think of her name right now, but because like she be dunking and stuff too.
Yes.
Yeah, she be dunking that motherfucker. I'd be like, God dang. But yeah, so she's definitely gonna be back next year. So I think South Carolina will definitely be back. Juju got hurt. Unfortunately, she got hurt. I don't even know if she might play next year.
Man,
it's gonna be a long road.
That was hard to see, bro.
Yeah,
that was
Juju
really
going out. Yeah, so
I'm hoping that maybe she comes back for a year, but I don't know.
Cause like she got hurt during the
tourney.
Elite 8, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, during that time. So normally it takes you like a whole year to like, right? Am I wrong on that? It takes like a whole year.
For a ACL, usually a year. You're looking at maybe 9 months at minimum.
Man. So Juju might like miss like maybe the first half of the season, or she might even sit out and be like, you know what? But I don't know, man. That's not the type of player she is. She's a real hooper. She wants to be out there on the floor and like she wants to get buckets. So I'm not gonna say she's just gonna sit out. But I'm pretty sure there's folks out there thinking that, you know what, she should just sit because she's gonna be the number 1 pick in the draft next year easily. There's no question. She's gonna be the top pick. So there's gonna be some people out there that's gonna be like, well, she should sit out, not play, but I don't think so, man. That's not the type of hooper she is. I'm pretty sure like whenever she gets cleared to like go back out there and play, she's gonna be back there immediately.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was just tough to see, man, because she is so great of a player. And I was just like, damn, but yeah. Shout out to Paige, shout out to Gino, shout out to UConn. Like I said, that's 12 rings is crazy, bro. That's insane. 12 in the mugs, bro. So I don't know. Like, bro, when is he going to retire? Like,
I have no idea, man.
How much longer do you think he has? He's been the coach for years.
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest, man. Let me look up how old is Gino? Yeah,
I feel like he's maybe 65.
He's 71.
He's 71.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's old.
Yes, I don't know, man. He might be maybe a couple more years, and then he can.
He don't even look 71, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Nah, he don't. He look
super young. But okay. But yeah, man. Shout out to the Huskies, dog. Shout out to them. And this nigga Bo actually has a freaking husky, right? I'm just
this is where he got a husky.
He actually has a husky right now. But nah, man, that's crazy.
All right, where I was gonna ask if Bo had any comments, but it looks like the dog got most
He just covering it.
That man.
Yeah, I see, bro. Right now, before we get to the main topic, we just covered the women's tourney. The men's Final Four, by the time that you're watching this, would have already passed. But the men's tourney is coming up for us. We're recording on a Sunday. That means that the tournament final is on Monday. And let me just say, I am so fucking glad, excuse my language, that Duke is not in the national championship. I just gotta say that because y'all know I'm a Tar Heel when it comes to men's basketball. So I just gotta throw that out there. Matter of fact, I'm gonna throw this out here too. I'm celebrating right now. Like anytime you fall, it is glorious. It is wonderful, and they had
glorious
biggest collapses in the tournament. Man, they were up like I think 10 at one point, and Houston did a 15-3 run and won the game. And I'm just like, and then they was like down by 7 in the last 30 seconds. And
7. Yeah.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I got a Florida and Houston matchup, which is what I was calling for and was hoping for.
Dog, Duke, I can't believe that happened, bro. You're up 7 points with 35 seconds left in the game. You're up 7, and I was just like, bro, there's no way Duke is about to do this, man. Dookied down their shorts, bro. They dookied down their shorts like crazy. They fumbled the bag. That's probably one of the biggest choke jobs in NCAA tournament history, bro. Just being honest. It's the Final Four. Bro, what are y'all doing? That was just insane to see, bro. But Houston, they never gave up. They kept fighting. You know what I'm saying? They kept hooping until the fat lady sung. That's the main thing, bro. They was hitting threes. They was getting steals. They was making plays when it mattered, bro. And Duke, they just looked like a deer in headlights, just being honest, bro. That was just crazy. They was dominating. Cooper was going crazy the whole game. He was hooping. They was hitting shots. They was getting they was doing everything that needed to be done to go to the national championship, and they just pissed down their legs, man. I just don't know how. I just don't know how that happened, bro. You're up 7 points with 35 seconds left. Just inbound the ball and knock down your free throws. But dog, that was I was like, there's no way. Like, I'm on Twitter. I'm already like, bro, Duke is gonna beat Florida by double digits. Like, I was like, yo, congrats, Duke, on winning the championship. Because I'm not gonna. I feel like Duke would have easily beaten Florida. Yeah, I was just like, man, Duke, blah blah blah. But that just goes, bro. There's a lot of people that really hate Duke, bro. I was on Twitter, bro. People was acting like something like, I don't know, bro. It was just crazy. People was out in the street. It felt like they had just won the Super Bowl the way Duke have lost. Everybody was celebrating like crazy, bro. People really hate Duke. I was just like, wow.
I just gotta throw it out there, bro. Duke fan bases or Duke in general, like as far as sports teams, falls in that same category as being a Lakers fan, a Cowboys fan, and a Yankees fan.
Come on, bro. Really?
I see it.
You think it falls in that same
those same categories, bro? If you a Lakers fan, a Cowboys fan, a Yankees fan, or a Duke fan, and you fall into that same category of fans. In my
Bama too,
Bama, nah, not quite.
You want
not quite yet.
Alabama football?
I haven't seen like Bama fans like be crazy like the way
really
like crazy delusional. Let me say it like that. Like
you haven't seen them be delusional.
They were humble because listen, and I like watching Bama play, but this year they were humble. I was like, all right, but there was some, but sometimes I could be like, maybe I could put Bama in that, but I don't know. I gotta see more, I guess. But I knew that this year I was like, Bama ain't gonna do nothing. So I hope that these fans ain't like, going too crazy or delusional thinking that they're gonna win, because I don't see it. But
nah, man. But yeah, Duke, the way people was acting like they was going crazy on Twitter. And granted, here's the thing. I was like, bro, because I definitely feel, because Duke fans, they be feeling themselves like a little bit too much sometimes. They be feeling themselves a little bit too much. True. So I'm not gonna. I was like, bro, if Duke doesn't win, I'm gonna be slightly happy. I was happy that they lost, but it was just the way that they lost. Like, I low key felt kind of bad for them, just a little bit. Cause I'm like, bro, there's just no way, bro. You're up 7 points with 35 seconds left. You just know, okay, bro, this game is in the bag. Yeah. Like, it's over with. We going to the ship. We going to the ship. So I was just like, damn, bro. Like, they just dookie down their pants. It's
pretty
crazy.
much. There's a reason it's called March Madness. Well, it's April now, but there's a reason why. March Madness, bro. Like, anything can happen at any point in time, and
no cap.
Even if it's a game between number one seeds, the team that you think is gonna win turns out.
Yeah, they come out. And bro, I've been saying this all season, low key. Houston is the best team in the country. They're the best basketball team in the country. I've been saying it all year. So yeah, man, the fact that they just kept playing, they didn't stop. They didn't was like, you know what, we're down. This game is over. We're just gonna like, nah, bro. We still gonna hoop until the clock says 0. And they got steals. They made plays when they needed to, and it got them the W, bro. It got
Yes,
them the
sir.
W. Now I want, bro, Auburn, the Auburn game, brother. Auburn versus Florida night. That was a really good game as well.
It was.
But I was really happy that Auburn lost. I don't like Auburn. I'm not gonna lie. I don't mess with Auburn like that. So I was very happy when they took that L. So I was like, bro, Florida, they start Hooper. Clayton Jr. is a problem. He is cold. To be honest, in the draft, he needs to go top 5 in the draft.
He does. Walter Clayton Jr., bro, was
Walter Clayton Jr. That's his name. Yeah,
game,
Clayton. He was hooping, bro. He was getting buckets when they really needed them. He was hitting threes. I was like, Jesus Christ, this boy is going crazy. But just seeing Auburn lose like that, man, it just made me smile a little bit. I'm not even gonna hold you. I was like, yes, man, Auburn. If any team from the SEC is gonna win it, man, if any team's gonna do it, why not Florida? Bump, you know what? Just let it be Florida win. And bro, Clayton Jr. has been going crazy all season. He's been having a phenomenal year. So I think, like I said, I think he should go top 5 easily in this draft. But yeah, bro. Auburn, I was just really glad. Like, Auburn were frauds this whole year. I'm sorry. They did not move me one bit. I've been saying on Twitter, Auburn are frauds. Auburn are frauds. Just wait. And when it was time for them, when them lights showed up, them lights was too bright. The lights too bright. The moment was too big, man. Listen, bro. They lost. I was happy. Bruce Pearl took that L. That's all, man.
Hey, that's really all I wanted to say as well. I watched that whole game, well, at least the halftime.
Yeah.
I came in at halftime, watched the second half, and I just saw Clayton just go off, and I'm like, yeah, like that dude is a problem, bro. And I would not be surprised if he does go top 5 in the draft. Like, dude was phenomenal. He played phenomenal all turning. He put Florida on his back. Like you said, he made shots when he needed to. Yeah. They really did their thing. So I'm looking forward to seeing this Florida and Houston game. Side note, because DreamCon is going to be in Houston, and I may or may not be in Houston that weekend, we shall see. But if that is the case, and if Houston ends up winning, I know that Houston probably gonna go crazy. And even though it'll be a month later, what I'll probably do is I'll probably buy a Houston shirt and I'll just wear it if I have it that weekekend, just because.
Bro, Cat is such a Duke hater, bro. Such a Duke hater.
I am a Duke hater, bro. Like, I literally buy a Houston shirt. That's how much I hated Duke.
I'm crying, bro.
Houston did it, bro. But anyway, man, let me stop, bro.
All right, so we're quick. So who do you have winning the championship?
I honestly have Florida winning, but
really, okay,
yeah, just because of Walter Clayton Jr. But like you said, Houston been balling all season, so it's really up in the air. Like with the women's game, I had South Carolina winning, but that was just me being, a South Carolina fan.
For sure.
And
yeah.
In this case, when after I saw how the game was going, I said UConn might actually take this. So yeah. But anyway. I do have Florida winning, but if Houston wins, I'll buy a Houston shirt. I'm going to buy it. And I won't be mad
a month later.
Yeah, the 2 teams that I had going to the championship made it. So
okay,
yeah,
nice.
There's that.
Yeah. Y'all right? I'm going with Houston. I think Houston's gonna win. They've been the best team. Whoa, what, brother?
What you got in the background, bro?
A lot of background noise going on, brother.
Maria's watching on the Spectrum.
Oh, okay.
But no, I have Houston winning. Like I said, I got them winning. I've been saying, like I said on Twitter all year, they've been the best team in the country, and I think they will pull this off, bro. Like I think they're. If finally gonna do it because they've been to the Final Four, they've been to the championship, and just have not gotten it done. So I think this is their year. I think they're finally gonna say, you know what, we're here. We got to just go out and just win the thing, man. Just win the championship. So
Sure.
I'm rolling with Houston to win.
All right.
So yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, that has been our ball talk. I am going to go ahead and let's transition to why all three of us are here. The main reason we gotta talk about this series that came out on Netflix. 8 episodes, so it was really a quick watch. But for me and Bo especially, we've played the games. Well, I've at least played. I've played 4 of the games anyway, and have watched all of the gameplay for all 6. And so I had to. This series is deep in my heart, man. I love this series so much as far as gameplay, and I was so glad that it got another animated series because there was one prior, but it was boring as fuck. So,
oh wait, for real? I didn't even know.
Yeah, Devil May Cry definitely had a series beforehand, but it didn't really.
It's not good.
It is not good.
Not good. It's boring.
Really?
I only got through episode 7, and then I was like, I had enough.
I was 5. That was the most I got through.
Yeah, it's like okay.
Yeah. So anyway, yep, Netflix, and of course the producer of Castlevania series, Adi Shankar, decided to make this a series for Netflix. Yes, he is the brainchild behind this series, and so yeah, we got to talk about. Gotta talk about Devil May Cry, the series on Netflix, by the way. So, it was 8 episodes. It was a quick watch. So, what I really want to hear from, first off, is Bo. But what we're going to do is we're going to kind of break this down in segments. Bo, how did you feel about the voice actors for this series?
So I was kind of curious of how can't remember his name, Bosch.
Johnny Young Bosch.
Johnny Young Bosch was going to voice Dante because most people don't know that he voices. Well, people who plays Devil May Cry knows that he voiced Nero in Devil May Cry 4 and 5. So I was kind of curious how he's going to voice act since he's playing Dante, and he did a good job. His character sound basically fits how Dante would act in basically any Devil May Cry game. So the voice acting was really good. A lot of profanity, which of course it was very to be expected, obviously.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Kevin Conroy was vice president. I was like, God damn, okay. Yeah, he did a good job.
Wait, what?
Yeah, man. Kevin Conroy voiced Vice President Baines.
No, wow, really?
I didn't know until I heard in an interview about the dude who did Castlevania said that he was shaking in his boots when he was talking to Kevin Conroy.
Wow.
I was like, oh.
I'm not going to hold you, bro. My mind is like really blown right now. I did not know that was Kevin Conroy.
I didn't know either.
Wait, what? Oh man, Jesus Christ. Okay.
But yeah, every voice acting was done great. Everyone sounded evil. The people who had basically everyone did great in voice acting. I had no complaint over the voice acting at all. It was just done very well.
For sure. Rob, how did you feel about the voice acting?
Brother, let me tell you something right now, man. Johnny Young Bosch has to be up there with one of the best voice actors of all time, bro. It's time, man. It's time to put him up there. If he's not there already, you know what I'm saying? Johnny Young Bosch did an incredible job as Dante. But what I want to know, what y'all might know, who voiced the Bunny Rabbit? Who did that? Because y'all might know.
Hoon Lee.
Yeah, there we go.
Bro, they did a phenomenal job.
Yes.
Voice actor for the Bunny Rabbit dude, that's what I'm gonna keep calling him. He's the freaking he was an incredible villain, by the way. But bro, his voice acting was top notch, bro. I really enjoyed like that specific character. Like his voice acting was just like wow. Like he just sounds really evil, menacing, and like he's just up to no good at all times. Which oh man, we will get to that later. But man, I just really love like those two voices in particular, bro. Listen, bro, Johnny Young Bosch did what needed to be done. He understood the assignment. Just because I don't know nothing about this series, so I'm like, okay, Dante, what kind of character is he about to be? He kind of reminded me of Vash from Trigun. Yeah, just he gave me those vibes a little bit, like from a voice acting perspective. But nah, man, Bunny. Oh my bad, Bunny Rabbit dude. That bro, that voice acting there was crazy. He did a phenomenal job. So yeah, I really loved the voice acting in this show for sure. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, y'all really. I didn't know that was Kevin Conroy that did Baines. I'm like kind of shook right now. I'm not gonna hold you. I did not know that. I didn't know that was him at all. He did a great job too.
I didn't find out until like the very last episode, and then afterwards, when I was like looking up some of like the series credits, and when I saw his name pop, I'm like, what?
Bro.
And it's the Vice President Baines. I'm like, yo, okay, that makes a lot of sense now. Wow.
I did not, bro. Y'all, man, that's crazy. But hey, he did a great job. A great job.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace to the GOAT.
Absolutely. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Batman.
Absolutely. For me, as Bo had said previously, with us playing the games, that Johnny Young Bosch voices Nero, who is the nephew of Dante in the Devil May Cry series games. So him actually playing the Dante character, I was curious to see how he would perform in place of the usual voice actor, which is Ruben Langdon. So he actually did a very good job as Dante. I think he captured Dante's mannerisms in his voice. And yes, with Rob J, I think there is a little bit of similarities between Vash and Dante, though Dante's a little more, I guess, a little more easygoing and a little more conceited, especially when it comes to his abilities. Like, dude can pick up a sword, a gun, or any kind of weapon and just use it. Like, I don't know what it is, but the man is broken when it comes to weapons in the video games and in the show. He's like, yeah, hey, you give him a weapon, he's gonna know how to use it. So I gotta definitely give a shout out to the voice acting behind Dante, because he definitely played the cool, cocky woohoo pizza guy is the nickname for Dante. So he definitely brought out that character in him. Angry when he needed to be angry. Funny or cocky and sarcastic when he needed to be. And definitely shout out to Hoon Lee for White Rabbit. White Rabbit was phenomenal.
Bruh.
He really did a good job voicing him. He definitely brought out like the character's menacing side, and it made him a very, very believable villain. And I'm like, yo, okay, I fuck with this character. Like, even if at the end, he's got to get packed up, I definitely fuck with his ambitions. I fuck with his motives. He always seemed to be like a couple of steps in front of everybody. Like, dude knew, how to formulate a plan, and he just basically trusted his instincts that, the plan would come to fruition, even at the very end when, things kind of fell through because Dante being Dante. But still, it was very good. Hoon Lee did his thing. Kevin Conroy definitely did his thing. Rest in peace. I was thoroughly shocked when I found that out. Also, we got who played Lady / Mary?
Oh man, bro. Who?
Scout Taylor Compton.
Okay.
Yeah, she voiced Lady.
Did a great job there too.
She definitely did a great job. The one thing that, and this was like the thing that was kind of like to me, was that in the games, Lady doesn't like really cuss like that. She definitely came off as a a sailor. Yeah, she cussed a whole lot.
Bro, yeah, she was getting her shit off.
Yeah, she was. Party
that
Mountain.
doesn't take away from Mary's character. It's just like, well, dang, that's definitely a lot more cussing than I expected. But you know what? It still is what it is. Like Mary is still, or Lieutenant Arkham, whatever y'all want to call her, because she got like 3 different names.
Bro, yeah.
Her name is Mary Ann Arkham, but in the video games she is called Lady. So,
okay.
but
that's why he's like
Mary Arkham
Lady.
is still her name.
Okay. Also, like that's why in the show he just kept saying Lady.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah,
okay.
and it pretty much works in the games as well. Like her name is Mary Arkham, but Dante's just like, I like Lady better. And at the end of Devil May Cry 3, she just kind of gives up the name Mary because, as you saw in the TV show, her dad was a piece of shit, but he's even a bigger piece of shit in the games.
Oh yeah,
man, we gonna get to all that later.
Yeah, we definitely gonna get to that. But yeah, definitely shout out to him. Also, little known fact here, I wanted to throw this out to you. So at the very end of the series, you saw Dante's twin brother Virgil.
Yeah,
he's voiced by Robbie Damon, but the if I'm not mistaken, the original voice actor for Virgil is dang, why can't I remember his name? It's right on the tip of my tongue. Daniel Southworth.
Yeah, there we go. Daniel Southworth. Yeah.
And if you're not familiar who that is, Rob, that is the Time Force Ranger, Time Force Quantum Ranger.
Quantum Ranger. Yeah.
Whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
Really?
He voices, he's the original
Eric,
voice,
right?
Yeah,
Eric was his name on Time Force. Really quick sidebar. He is the reason why I hate hot-headed characters. That is my villain origin story. Watching Power Rangers Time Force, I hated Eric so much. So I was like, okay, hot-headed characters from this point on, I hate hot-headed characters in anything. TV shows, games, anime. I hate hot-headed characters so much, and it's all because of Eric from Power Rangers Time Force. He used to piss me off so much, bro.
Nah, for real.
But no, that's super dope. I didn't know that man was a voice actor.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
If you decide to watch any of the clips from of Virgil in any of the games, yeah, that's that. You can definitely hear Eric in his voice. I was just like, yo, why does it sound like the first time? Like, why does this voice sound familiar? And I go back, I'm like, oh, that's why. Dude really is a great Virgil. But they have another person voicing him for the game for the Netflix series.
Gotcha. So, okay.
It'll be interesting to see how far that goes as the series progresses. But anyway, yeah, the voice acting has been absolutely phenomenal. I enjoyed it from start to finish. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they got going on in the next seasons. Now, real quick, let's talk about the soundtrack of this.
Bro, oh my god. That OST was not but that soundtrack was crazy, bro. Oh my gosh. Bam. Yeah.
Rob, talk about the soundtrack real quick.
Okay, bro, I gotta get in my bag real quick, bro. Rolling. Brother.
Matter of fact, let me play this real quick.
Yeah,
right. I can only play a couple minutes of that, so I don't get copyright.
American Badass theme song. If you love wrestling,
yes,
American Badass Undertaker. That was the first time I've ever heard that song. Back then, I was watching wrestling. I was like, bro, this song slaps. But bro, the soundtrack was amazing, bro. The one thing that I really have to cut. Oh my gosh, in that final moment of the final episode. Green Day, don't want to be an American idiot. And they did that so perfectly because he was an American idiot. Why are you going into these people's like trying to take over their freaking realm like this is gonna work? And I just thought that was done so perfectly, bro. That song playing at that exact moment, don't want to be an American idiot. I was like, this is perfect because Baines is being an American idiot right now. Like, you think this is gonna work? Like, your plan is gonna work by whatever. But other than that, bro, the soundtrack was really fire, bro. All of the songs that they chose to play at the right moments were so incredible. From the first episode, it was just, oh my gosh, whenever Dante would get into like a fight scene, he started doing the guns or whatever. The Jackpot, she was so fire, bro. This soundtrack was done really. That was one of my favorite things about this show. Let me calm down, because when I get excited, I start stuttering and stuff like that. So let me take a deep breath. Soundtrack was incredibly done, bro. Like this was one of my standout things about this show, period. I really enjoyed the soundtrack, bro. I don't have any bad things to say about all of the songs were picked perfectly.
Yes.
Oh my God, it was so well done.
For sure. Bo, how you feeling, bro?
The soundtrack was really good. I like how each soundtrack played at specific moments. Like you could tell that it was something's about to happen that the soundtrack plays. Every soundtrack that played went with what was going on at that moment, and I like that. That was what I was trying to do. I like that was in there. I like that the Devil Trigger song and their Bird Light and everything else that was in there, that was from Devil May Cry series, was done in a way that is different but still sounds good at the same time. So I like how they did that. But yeah, I like every soundtrack that came on the show. And like Rob said, like American Idiot, like, yeah, you did play exactly well when that song played, because that's basically what Bane is doing, is being an American Idiot, not understanding what's, talking about this holy war shit. I mean, but yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it was the soundtrack was all good. I have no complaints on the soundtrack at all.
Listen, all right, let me get in my bag real quick. I think that this soundtrack perfectly encapsulates what 2001 America was at that time, especially if you were young. Because for those who know, like the Devil May Cry series came out, if I'm not mistaken, August of 2001 is when the game first came out, and we know that like Limp Bizkit was rolling or had been on the radio and whatnot from like late 2000s up to all the way up to 2002, if we're being honest. So I think this personally encapsulates the series itself, especially if you know Dante's character, that dude is a hokey rock edgelord. So hearing songs like rolling as the radio as the intro song, hearing the version of Devil Trigger by Casey Edwards, like that was, as Bo said, was really different, but it still fit the mood, and it fit the exact timing of when they played that song. Hearing Butterfly by Crazy Town, it was absolutely like, what? Where did y'all pull this out of?
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, I gotta dig back in my crates for that shit. Like, damn, okay. Of course, Afterlife by Evanescence was really, really, really done well. And then of course, as y'all said, American Idiot by Green Day. That whole sequence of events is just like, Baines, you're so intent on this religious war that you are willing to go into their home to try and wage this war and take the war to them. And yeah, you might take out someone like the lesser known demons, but like, are you being serious right now? Because some of these other like high scale demons are powerful as shit,
bruh.
And so I'm just like, okay, this is not going to end well for anybody. And I have some more comments about that whole how this is pretty much going to be like a two-way war for Dante, because not only does he have to fight the demon realm, he's also going to end up having to fight the Americans on top of that. The Dark Calm just was making so many mistakes, and it's just like, okay, yeah, we'll get into that. So the song definitely was perfect for that moment. Yeah, that's really all I can really say to that. I think that the soundtrack was absolutely perfect. Hearing Last Resort by Papa Roach also,
bro, yeah.
Oh man, hearing some of these rock songs that I hadn't heard in years, or are on my rock playlist that I have not played in years, this is like, damn, bro, like you taking me back to my childhood, or when my brother first bought the game or first rented the game on PS2, and we just sitting here playing the Devil May Cry for the first time. It brought back a lot of nostalgia, but for the right reasons. And yeah, maybe that's a sign that we're getting old, but it definitely still not only captured the nostalgia, but also made me realize like, yo, the soundtracks fit the series and what it's supposed to be. So overall, I cannot say enough about the music behind this series. So we've talked about the voice acting, we've talked about the soundtrack. How did y'all feel about the pacing?
Ooh, now that's probably one of my things that I was just like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like this needed maybe 2 more. I know this was 8. I feel like if we would have got 10, I feel like that would have been perfect. A lot of stuff did feel just a little bit rushed, especially at the end with what's his name? White Bunny. He had to eat that demon and become this Hulk like monster thing. That's one thing that I was like, I don't know if I actually like this, because I like him just being normal as a villain and doing stuff and being smart. And then he just becomes this big old demon and blah blah, all this stuff. Dante becoming the demon, I feel like that was a little bit rushed, just a little bit. I was like, okay, like what's going on? He just became a demon. I mean, it was dope. It was really cool to see. But yeah, there were just some things where I was just like, ooh, we maybe needed like 2 more episodes would have probably got this done. If this would have been 10, I feel like it would have been much better. But yeah, the pacing, that's definitely one of my like low points of the show. There was just a few things that I felt were just like kind of rushed. So yeah.
Fair point. Bo?
I think the pacing was fine until towards the end. But then again, it's fine because it's going to be season 2. So I'm like, I can
wait. Really?
Yeah, the way it ended in the case of season 2. That's
so they haven't came out and said that.
They haven't came out and said, but they pretty much are going to announce.
I hope so.
That it's going to be season 2.
Okay.
The way it ended, there's still much to tell. On how that last episode ended, with everything that happened and what's going on, and with Virgil and everything. There's obviously going to be a season 2. They just need to announce it that the season 2 is going to be in the works. So I'm okay with the pacing being that way. Now, if they just announce that season 2 is canceled, then I will have an issue with the pacing. The only thing I would say towards the end is that the Devil Trigger, I can understand why he turned into, because like if you don't know it, Enzo died and he was kind of hurt, and Devil Trigger is triggered by rage, and he was angry that Enzo died and took a bullet for him. Even though Enzo did joke about it, Enzo did literally took a bullet for him. So that was like, him and Enzo had a history. So I can understand why he, went Devil Trigger mode in that state. But I felt like it could have been done in a way that, okay, he has no choice but to go Devil Trigger. So, but overall, the pacing was fine. Don't have too much bigger issue with the pacing. It was done to a point that indicates that, okay, season 2 is on the way. Season 2 is a possibility to happen the way it ended. So,
okay, that's fair. For me, I'd say that the pacing in certain spots, I think the pacing might have been a little rushed, but again, knowing that they only had 8 episodes to work with and they're hoping for a season 2, I think it's fine. I will say that Dante getting his Devil Trigger the way that it did was a little fast for me, but at the same time, I said, okay, you know what, I get it. Not at the end, of course, when he blows up, when Enzo dies. I understood that part.
Yeah, for sure.
I think when he got into like episode 4 or 5 is when I was like, oh damn, that's quick.
That's exactly what. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
And then the Devil Trigger being triggered by rage, I think it still perfectly fits Dante's character. Though I would have liked to have seen it unlocked by him getting stabbed with his own sword. Like that's what happened in Devil May Cry 3. Like Virgil literally stabs him with his own sword, which is called the Rebellion. And what it did was obviously, you know, with him being part demon, it didn't kill him, but it unlocked his latent abilities, and that's how he was able to get Devil Trigger by being stabbed with his own sword. And I think that that's one trope that they definitely missed with this series. Like somebody got to stab, like keep stabbing Dante in the chest with a sword, bro. Like that's a running gag at this point. But
for real, yeah, okay,
yeah, but it still worked. It just was a little quick for my taste, but it still worked. And ultimately, I think that with where the series is going, it definitely could have used 10, but I think 8 is okay. And then if we're able to get a season 2 with more episodes, then the pacing should be fine. And just like Bo, if this series does not get renewed for a season 2, which I don't know why it would not, but if it does not for any strange reason, then yeah, then there's obviously going to be some glaring issues because we left on an absolute cliffhanger and nothing is resolved. Especially because we'll talk a little bit about the story. You know, Dante ends up getting captured by Darkholm, so it's just kind of like, God, what are we doing? Are we just leaving it to up for interpretation, or we need to see a full end to this? So there are some story beats that are like the that are a little different within the story, but we'll get to that next. But overall, I think the pacing was still, was fine where it needed to be. Just certain parts a little rushed. I think the White Rabbit turning into that hulked out monster,
bro.
I thought it was gonna be a little different, but at the same time, and I know this is Rob, you've never played the video game, so you don't know what happens in Devil May Cry 3, but it kind of follows the same formula of what happens to the main antagonist.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that's why I was kind of like, okay, you know what? That follows the same story beat. It's a different person, but we'll get into that. And so I thought, okay, well, at least we were seeing like a definitive into that. And it kind of is the same, though. It's done a little better because the not the final boss of DMC3, but the main antagonist, when he transforms in Devil May Cry 3, it is like one of the worst boss fights in the game.
Yeah,
it's not a good boss fight. It's just not. So this kind of made up for it. That's why I was not like, oh, you know what, I could work with that.
Yeah,
but yeah, if you ever saw gameplay of that boss fight, you'd probably be like, what the fuck is this? Because the true final villain of Devil May Cry 3 is Virgil, but still, when they're fighting that the boss or the main antagonist, you're just kind of like, huh? Yeah, all right. But yeah, that's just kind of how I feel. So that's how I feel about the pacing. Now let's move on and like talk about the story and how each of us felt about the story itself.
Hell yeah.
So Bo, you want to start?
Yeah, I'll start. The story was fine. I didn't have a problem with the story so long as they use the source material for every character and everything. That's fine. They decided to tell the story a little differently than how the game was portrayed. But then again, the game was made in 2000s, and I could understand they could change the story up a little bit to fit modern day, and I'm okay with it because even most people who know who play the game, people will complain about saying that Dante already knew about this and that. He's not this stupid. Oh my God, Dante already knows about he's the son of Sparta. Okay, he's not aware of it during Devil May Cry 3. Okay, no, forget all that. Okay, they kept the source material. Dante is who Dante is supposed to be. Mary, they changed up a character a little bit, but she's still the same character, obviously, from the game, lady. Just looks like different route that she took in the anime compared to the game, which is still fine. She still would end up being lady in the anime at some point. So, what she is actually, Dante called her lady all the time. So the story is fine with me. A lot of people might say it's like, oh, it's too religious, or when in Devil May Cry become religious. Let you know fact that Devil May Cry 4 started out in Nero being in a church that has like angel-like demons, who apparently the church was basically religious, who basically was angel demons. So then again, but overall, the story is fine. I like how it basically went towards from start to finish. I can't wait for more. If there's more of Devil May Cry 2, of Devil May Cry Season 2, because I want to see how it actually ends. Because, like I said, White Rabbit, who we all know, we'll find out who he really is, basically had an agenda and hate.com for specific reasons, which we get into. But yeah, I like that the story was good. It basically has some like, wow, I didn't know it was him, or kind of deal. But yeah, story is good. It was I don't complete the story. Yeah, it was good. No story.
Sounds good. Rob?
Hey man, let me tell you something right quick, bro. I don't know anything like this lore, the story, the franchise. I have never played any of the games. I went into this completely blind. Hey man, this shit was a lot of fun, bro. This shit was loads of fun, man. From the first episode up until the final episode, man, I had a blast watching this, bro. I thought the story it simple, which is fine. You know, demons bad. Demon hunter, go kill demon. And there's other stuff in there too, of course. But I had absolutely no problem with it, bro. It was really fun, engaging. Fight scenes were going crazy, bro. This animation, bro. Studio Mirror. Studio Mirror. Oh my God. Y'all didn't have to go crazy like that. And then Kat told me, saying these the same people that did Castlevania. What? The same dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The same dude.
I didn't know that. See, that just made me love this even more. Like, of course it's gonna be fire. Castlevania is fire. I mean, it might not be the same studio, because I think Powerhouse Studio does Castlevania, but I don't think they did this, did they? This was done by Mirror.
This was done by Mirror.
This was done by Mirror. Yeah. So, which is fine, but it's still, bro, this shit was really, really fun. Hey, man, the story, Dante, and he didn't know who his parents was. That 6th episode, which I'm sure we will talk about, or is this the time to talk about it? Or
Go ahead. You can talk about it now,
bro. Episode 6, man. When you want to talk about cinema, bro, cinema, SINUHMUH, cinema. This was cinema. When I tell you, man, the way that this episode was, like, no dialogue at all until like maybe like the last like 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Like the last 5 minutes, something like that. No dialogue at all, just visual storytelling. There's nothing else. You can look at the screen and see what's happening from what these characters are doing and what they're going through, bro. And hey, man, might sound kind of crazy, but White Bunny might not be all that wrong. He might not be all that wrong. Now, listen, what his plan was kind of fucked up. I will say, but he kind of got a point, just a little bit, just a little bit. Like the shit that he went, like, I don't know, just a tiny.
I got a crash out moment about that because because
I was just like, well, but bro, that 6th episode, oh my gosh, so masterfully done. Like, it was phenomenal, bro. That was one of the best episodes I've seen of anything in a while, bro. That it was just wow. Like, it's getting his backstory and then getting Mary's backstory, which was really sad too. And Mary, I like Mary as a character, and plus she fine as hell to me too. Mary fine as fuck to me. Sorry. What? Wood, sorry. Yeah, she's fine as hell. I listen. But no, she was a total badass too. That's what I really loved about that too. Like, and I could tell like her and Dante, and I'm pretty sure y'all will tell me what happens between them in the games and whatnot later on. But I could see something right there. I could definitely see something. But nah, man, the story was dope. Like I said, it was really cool to see that Dante find out about his backstory about like, wait, I'm the son of Sparta. But wait, first of all, shout out to Sparta, bro. Shout out to Sparta. He was just like, you know what? I think they said in the show, which is fun. He was like, you know what? It feels like something happened, and then he was just like, you know what? This shit is just evil as fuck. So I'm just gonna stop. That shit was hilarious. He's like, you know what? This shit seems really evil. I think somebody should put a stop to this. And he was like, you know what? That's gonna be me. So Sparta was like, I'm sick of this shit, nigga. Y'all, the stuff that y'all are doing, it's not right. So yeah, and it was dope. I fuck with Sparta. So to find out, because I was like, yo, Dante, he got super speed, elite marksmanship, like his brother accuracy when he was shooting. I was like, wait, this dude he's not normal. Because like I said, y'all know me, I don't know nothing about this. So I was like, this is not, he is him. He's not a regular human being. He's different. He's built different, bro. He was going crazy, super speed, super strength. And then when they shot him, I was just like, oh man, it's over with. But it didn't do nothing. He just healed. I was like, this man has a healing factor too. What? So me not knowing nothing about this, I really had a blast with this first season, bro. Like, I'm really hoping and praying that there's a season 2. But I just gotta go back, bro. That 6th episode, man, the storytelling in that, man, like that's what, like, when I read comics and stuff like that, they have certain like issues where there's no dialogue, no bubbles, nothing. It's just visual storytelling, and it just brought me back to that, and it was just a special moment, man. That 6th episode was absolutely phenomenal. Man, that was really good. But overall, the story of this first season was good. I've been yapping a little bit. I'm sorry. the first season was fire. It was really good. I really love the storytelling aspect of it.
Hey man, you not wrong on that episode 6, bro. That shit was like, wow. Okay, yeah, they did the Studio Mirror. They did their thing with that one. Listen, the story itself, as Bo has alluded to, is not exactly like the game story. Like, there's going to be things that are going to be different than the game's actually lore. But that being said, it's not a hard reboot like the DMC Devil May Cry game that came out in like what, 2010, 2011, somewhere around there, Bo?
2010.
2013 or
which one? DMC? The other 2013.
2013. Okay, yeah. So that game was a hard reboot, and that story is trash. The gameplay is fine.
That's just trash.
The story is trash.
Super trash.
It's disgusting trash. And they did like a super hard reboot. This is more of a soft reboot where it's like the characters are still the same from their video game counterparts with like a little tweaks here and there with Mary and other characters, but nothing is fundamentally different. The background story and the lore behind Sparta, nothing was changed from that. It's just different things about the story, and how the story progresses now are a little different than what they are in the game. But that's why I said it's a soft reboot. But that being said, I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the fact that there is a certain points in like Devil May Cry comics where Dante did not know that he was the son of Sparta. And so they just brought that to life in this Netflix series. Like, hey, this is where he finds out. You know, we know that in Devil May Cry 3, he already knows. He doesn't know like the extent of his power yet, and he hasn't unlocked his power yet, but he does know. But before Devil May Cry 3 in comic books, like, he was trying to avoid being related to a demon in any sort of fashion. And that's kind of what we saw here. But what I liked about this season is that we're getting gradual Dante. We're not getting all of Dante all at once. There's still some parts of the story that's missing. Like as you saw, you saw that his mom and his brother were attacked by Mundus's agents, and his mom didn't make it, and he thought his brother didn't make it, but apparently his brother did. So you got to find out, well, how did his brother make it out? We still have yet to find out what made Sparta fall in love with a human.
Which was
granted,
crazy.
It's his game.
His mama got fucked by a demon. That's kind of crazy, bro. I'm not gonna.
Demon time.
Demon dick. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Dante's mom was kind of wild for that, dog. I'm not gonna hold you, but
hey man, it's just Sparta said he had that thing on. Bro, he was ready. No, bro. That man said he was ready to settle down with a beautiful ass human. He was like, I'm tired of this bullshit. I'm tired of fighting for these damn evil ass demons. I'm
weak, bro. Dante's mama wilding on that one. But yeah.
Nah, for real, man. We still don't understand some of the things that happened, like after Virgil became a part of Mundus's team, if you saw at the end, because in the games Virgil also has beef with Mundus, but at the end of DMC3, which, by the way, Rob, DMC3 is actually like a prequel, quote unquote. So
really,
it goes in order like this. DMC3 is technically the first entry. Then it's 1, 2, 4, and then 5. The reboot we're not counting. That's not part of the
we ain't counting that shit.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but in DMC1, we see that Virgil was captured and he was brainwashed into being a soldier for Mundus. But it seems like in this series, he's a willing participant. Like, hey, Mundus freed me from my chains. Like, I'm going to willingly serve him. That's what it sounds like, the direction that is going. Now, mind you, regardless of whether he's under Mundus or not, him and Dante are still going to see hands regardless. Like, that's just their brotherly connection. If you saw when they was fighting over like the medallion and shit when they were younger and whatnot, that's kind of,
they was throwing hands. That was crazy.
That's pretty much their brotherhood in a nutshell, man. Anytime that they see each other, whether it's for fun, whether it's like to actually like beat each other up, or just to keep score or keep count, like these niggas like, hey, we got to run the hands real quick.
Really?
Like,
okay.
The man right now. That is literally their relationship from the games, and even in this series, it's like, Virgil, bet, let's go.
It's on site. Yeah,
on site, bro.
On site. Okay,
on site for real.
So, we there's still some things that we have yet to see, but I like the gradual approach with Dante. Dante figuring out that he's the actual son of Sparta. Dante realizing, what his father did to protect the world, and I think him realizing what the scope of that means and why his father may or may not have been around. We still have yet to find out what actually happened to Sparta. In the games, we know after he does settle down and whatnot, Sparta disappears, and we don't know whether he was killed or whether he's been taken prisoner or not. It's just alluded to that he was trying to protect his family, and poof, he's gone. So, we don't get that. I will say that I'm glad that we do get the background story of the White Rabbit, and we get background story of Mary, and we're figuring out more about their characters and how they react, and what makes them tick and what has triggered them to take the actions that they have taken so far in this series. And one thing that I will appreciate about Mary is that she doesn't turn over a new leaf just like right at the end or whatnot. She still is beholden to the to Darkholm and his values and whatnot.
Blue Lives Matter. Yeah,
pretty much.
She's Blue Lives Matter all throughout. I was like, dang.
So for now, she's Blue Lives Matter, and then it's just kind of like, dang, we see like in the because in DMC3 pretty much the story kind of is a little different because she still has a hate boner for demons, but as the story progresses, she realizes that just as there are good demons, there are also bad humans. Because in the game, and I can just go ahead and spoil it for you. But in DMC3, the main antagonist is actually her father, Arkham. Arkham like transforms himself into a demon.
Bro,
So
I
yeah,
hate that nigga
whereas
so
where
much,
you
bro.
see in the TV show, he does that, but he burns in the house. So
Yeah.
it's his fate is to be determined right now, but most of us think he's dead. But White Rabbit
Okay.
pretty much takes the part of Arkham in this case. Like he takes his
okay.
spot. So that's
Okay.
kind of why I said like it's similar beats and whatnot, and it takes a similar pathway. It's just a different person. It's not Arkham, it's the White Rabbit this time that's taking that path.
Gotcha.
So I am excited to see where this goes. I definitely want to see more of the characters, man. My boy, damn, it's really just I'm trying to figure out. It's really crazy that Enzo pretty much was setting up Dante this whole time just for him to take a sword for Dante. That I gotta give him respect for that.
I'm not. Can I just say I didn't care for him at all.
Enzo character, I was kind of like, but I do like what he did at the end. That's why I'm like,
you
know what? All right.
I feel like they kept shoving him in our faces. I'm like, okay, why is this dude so important? I get it. The first one, and at the beginning, he knew information about Dante or whatever. He knew where he was. You know what I'm saying? Blah blah blah. But like throughout this whole season, he just kept popping up. I was like, what is he doing? Like he's dumb. He's stupid. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I guess it was for, wasn't looking for comedic relief, maybe. I guess I don't know, but I was just like, why is he here? And when he died, I'm not gonna hold you. I felt absolutely nothing. I was just like, finally, he's going off of my screen because he was getting on my nerves a little bit. I was just like, bro, why are you even here still, man? Like,
I get
what
it.
purpose do you serve here? Like, he didn't really serve a purpose. Like, they already gave him the stuff on Dante or whatever, like, and they captured Dante. So I'm like, why is he being captured? Like, why is he still here? So I was just like, he does nothing for me. And when he died, I was just like, all right,
okay. I get that, man. I get it. Enzo for me as a character, I think he's, as you said, he's kind of there for comic relief or just to be like the one of Dante's sleazeball quote unquote friends. I do like the fact that he did end up taking a sword for him because at the end he's like, it's not really like character redemption, I guess, but it's like, okay, you know what? Maybe he does have a little bit of noble in him, to be able to die in place of his friend. But that being said, like when he died, it wasn't like anything dramatic for me, but obviously it was to set up Dante's trauma finally clicking like, hey, bro, you got to go Devil Trigger. So I will that was the spark that like finally got him to embrace who he was. But that being said, one of the things that I do like about this is the expansion of the demon world or Makai, because what a lot of the games do is that they don't necessarily like follow a lot of the like the lesser known demons or anything, because all the demons here are just evil and you're dead. Like, slash kill and get to the next boss game. But just as Mary had said / Lady had said in the game, just as there are not every demon is bad and not every human is good, we're actually getting an expanded universe with Makai and seeing that, hey, they are there are lesser known demons that are subject to Mundus and his rule. And we actually kind of see that a little bit in the trash hard reboot in DMC Devil May Cry, because Mundus technically is controlling the Limbo, and I forgot the name of the city, but pretty much he subjects all of the humans and like lesser known demons to his whims and whatnot. So we're seeing a little bit of that now play out in the Netflix series. So seeing that in real time, it's like, okay, well now we get a chance to get that expanded lore that we don't really see that often in the games, because the games have to kind of follow a linear plot point. And whereas a show can kind of expand and expound upon different characters, different side quests, and different things. Obviously we see that demons are coming from the demon realm because the realm is no longer habitable for them, so they have to find somewhere where they can run as refugees. And of course we see how American exceptionalism works, obviously.
Yeah.
That's and if for us that ain't nothing new. For some people they might be triggered about that, which I gotta again I'll have to crash out on. But still, we actually get to see why White Rabbit did what he did, which is a lot more.
Man.
I think, as you said, it was not I don't want to say he's not wrong. He has a point. He just went the wrong way about it, I guess. So that's the
that's absolutely.
Like he was trying to rescue these people because they were, being subjected to harsh chemicals, and because
they was dying too,
get killed, or being enslaved. And he was just like, okay, well, these people want a life to live of their own, so they're trying to find somewhere where they can, be free to live. And unfortunately, because certain people only see it as one way, like, oh, if you're a demon, you're automatically bad, i.e. Mary, i.e. all of Darkholme, Vice President Haynes. It's just kind of like, anything that's different from you or anything that's like even slightly different from you means that you automatically have to hate them. And I think that's a point that has been subtly told throughout the games, but really more now so told in the Netflix series. So I do like that that we're talking about these things. So it's just like, hey guys, White Rabbit had a point, and a lot of the stuff that was going on in this series is going on in the world right now as well.
Yeah, bro, and that's a fact. And I was like, bro, White Rabbit, like his backstory, even from him being like a kid, bro, he was getting bullied. He was just being treated wrong. I was just like, God dang, bro. And then the portal just comes out of nowhere. And I was like, bro, why are you gonna walk in this portal? You don't know where it leads to, what's going on. But he had that book. He was like, well, in the book they did the same thing, so I'm gonna do the same thing that they did in the book. So I'm gonna walk through this portal and see what happens. And just that whole episode, man, and then getting his backstory with Mary's, and then how they intertwined it at the end, and how both, I was just like, oh my gosh, no, bro, all of these demons, these demons, I guess what they're called, but these demons of whatever, bro, like some of them they meant no harm at all. It was cool. It was family. They were like kids and stuff like that. White Rabbit was just trying to lead them somewhere, where I was just like, wait, so okay, they're here in our world. Where are they gonna go now? They found this like building or whatever. I'm like, okay, everything's going good. What is it? Darkholme or
Darkholme.
Darkholme, whatever. Okay, so they found a demon, and the demon, gave them the picture and the address of where they were. I was just like, oh no. Now with all of these kids here, these families, oh no. They went in there and just immediately just started just killing all of these innocent demons, but they did nothing wrong, man. They were just trying to get away from a life that they had, and it was just horrible. And oh man, that was just really heartbreaking. And then as soon as he came through the portal, bro, White Rabbit was like, yo, what, y'all killing us? And then the first word said in the whole episode, like, you're human? And he was like, yes, I mean, like, and like, you know what I'm saying? They were trying to go back and forth, but man, Mary and them, they just didn't care, bro. I was just like, what? And even going to the part, like, in the end, Mary and Dante, I'm thinking, okay, they about to go off, they about to do whatever, and she sticks him in the back of the head with this the syringe. I'm like, fuck, come on, man. Like, y'all, I thought it was gonna be fine, and then they capture him, they put him in they freeze him. I'm just like, dog, come on, Mary, did you really have to do that? That's the moment I knew. I was like, yeah, this bitch is Blue Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying?
She ain't changing that quick. I
thought, I was just like, wow. But White Rabbit was an incredible villain. Like I really loved him throughout this whole season. He was spitting facts. He was like, wow. And then when I learned when I learned his backstory, that made me love him even more. I was like, okay, like I like to know my villains. I like to know why they are villains. I like to know what made them become villains. And if it's a good point, I was like, okay, I can vibe with this a little bit. They didn't do anything wrong, and y'all just come in here and just shooting us. So nah, I'm sick of this, bro. I'm about to do this. So I was vibing with him for sure. And bro, this story was just done super well, really well. One demon, real quick. I do want to talk about the shape shifting demon. Him, the shape shifting demon. He was cold. I was like, okay. And then when he saw on the screen, the video screen, he saw all of Darkcom in there killing the fan. I was like, oh man, Bane, like that's enough, bro. Fuck Baines, fuck the vice president Bane. I hated him, bro. And I low key don't want to say too much bad stuff about him because he was voiced by Kevin Conroy, but I hated him throughout this whole show. Like it's like demon bad, shoot, kill, rah, rah. Like, bro, come on, dog. These are they haven't done nothing, bro. And then the shape shifting demon, he saw it. He's like, nope, I'm about to blow this whole building up. Fuck that. And he blew it all. I was like, oh snap. I wasn't mad at that, bro. Like y'all killed us, bro. All of the buildings. I mean, all of these demons, y'all killed them. It's like, bro, what? They didn't do anything wrong to y'all. They just exist as something different than you. So they automatically have to be bad. Like I was just like, come on, bro. That's nasty work. So
it's God's will.
He kept saying, bro, I hated Bane so much, bro. I hated that nigga. So yeah, that's all I had to say about that.
Yeah, man. I all of your points that you've made thus far, you hit right on the money with that. Before we get to my little crash out moment, because I really gotta like go in on some of these Twitter fans real quick about this series.
Oh yeah,
I gotta get this off my chest.
Absolutely.
Oh boy. But anyway, real quick, I just wanted to know what, just outside of the realm of Devil May Cry, what songs have been like giving y'all the most energy right now? It could be anything from rock, hip hop, R&B.
Any song, period.
Yeah, any song, period.
Oh man, y'all know me. Musical theater guy over here. Hello, I love songs from Wicked. I don't care, man. It just had me, and it's been having me in the show in the chokehold ever since. I think it came out in November. This soundtrack is really good. Cynthia, Ari, just going crazy as always. So, one of my favorite songs from Wicked Part 1, bro. One short day in the Emerald City, like, and like the version that they did with the movie, with Kristen and Adina Menzel, like the two original castmates for Wicked, like that version is just so good that they added for the movie. So that's the song, bro. One short day. I've been listening to that still. It's been on repeat, and I'll probably listen to that like 2 or 3 times every day. I really love it. So yeah, that's gonna be my song.
Where Bo?
So I recently started playing the new Sonic game. Well, basically it's a remake, but it has the new version, a new add-on to it of Shadow Generations.
Shadow Generations.
And when I was playing the game, some of the old soundtrack, but I got remixed into his, in this game. I started listening to that again. All Hell Shadow, Radical Highway, the revamped version. Man, it was just. And then I recently finished Sonic Frontier, and the soundtrack for every boss just hits very differently. One of the best songs I like about Sonic Frontier was Undefeated, and if you listen to it, it's I don't know, man. All Sonic song just goes hard. I'm like, I don't know why. It just all it just goes super hard. Like every boss battle is just like it's a do or die go hard song. Like really, I gotta give props to like Crush 40 for singing all the songs, and people who do them, but yeah, mostly like the Sonic game songs. I'm into them now. But I listen to them. I listen to one Sonic song from Sonic Frontier and the new one at least once or twice a day. Favorite one to listen to from Sonic Frontier is the I'm Here Revisited, and that shit goes super hard.
Hey man, you not lying when you say that the those producers for them Sonic tracks, man, we can even go back to like the first ever Sonic game. Like anytime a Sonic game has ever come out, there's at least one song that I absolutely love. Oh, yeah. So especially playing Sonic / Shadow Generations, I haven't played the game in about like a month or so, but yeah, playing the game and just hearing the soundtrack is like, yo, this shit goes so hard. It's just like, yo, this shit is phenomenal. So yeah, shout out to Shadow, the Ultimate Life Form. That man always comes with a dope ass OST. So I gotta give them credit, and the Sonic team does their thing when it comes to making these soundtracks. For me, a rap song that's been in my head outside of, I mean, obviously this one. My head, but How to Impress God by Saba from his latest project has been the song that has been like on repeat for me for these last couple weeks. That song has been like giving me a lot of energy and a lot of motivation. And then there's a rock song, not including Rolling by Limp Bizkit, because that's been playing nonstop in my head since Devil May Cry came out. But there is another rock song that has just been stuck in my head for like the last month, and it's To Be Loved by Papa Roach.
I want domination.
Yes, I cannot get that song out of my head. I'm just like, bro, I've been thinking about when that song first appeared on Raw.
Yes, sir.
2000.
Oh my gosh, man. Yeah. Wrestling. Oh my God. Whoa. Another again. Whoa. Oh yeah, bro. Oh, I'm about to. Bro, as soon as we get done with this pod, I'm playing that song. That was my song. That was my shit.
Yeah, bro.
Man.
That was my shit, man. I don't blame you, bro. I do not blame you. That shit has been stuck in my head at work. That's been keeping me going at work.
Yeah, bro. But that yeah, that little, oh man, yeah, that's fire.
Yes, sir. So that's been giving me a lot of energy, especially when I'm on the floor and I'm just like, hey, I need this day to go fast. That just starts playing in my head. So that has been giving me the energy thus far. Maybe next week it'll be different, but for the last couple of weeks, that's been the song. Outside of, as I said, Kendrick's TV Off and Saba's How to Impress God. Okay. Now,
but before I want to ask a quick question about this franchise.
Yeah.
The White Rabbit, is he in the games or no? Is that something new?
No, he's not in the game.
New original villain. That's what.
Really?
But okay. White Rabbit, as I said, he follows like the same story beats as Arkham, which is Mary's father.
Okay.
So Mary's father, as you saw in the series, he turned himself into a demon to try and protect his family, but he ultimately, quote unquote, died in the fire. We don't know if he really perished or not, but from all practical purposes, it looks like he did. But in the game, he actually becomes the main villain, and White Rabbit's story beat, as far as him trying to gain the Sword of Sparta and the medallion and trying to open the pale and becoming this all-powerful demon and letting demons take over the world, pretty much that follows the same story beat as Arkham and the White Rabbit.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Last question about the game. Mary and Dante, do they get together? I need to know. Are they a thing?
I don't want to say that it's that they actually date, because
really
Dante has more than one woman on his team.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. We haven't even got them home yet, bro.
Yeah, we haven't got to Trish yet.
We haven't gotten to Trish.
We haven't got Trish yet. Nah.
Dante got. Oh, that man got him.
Yeah, listen, Trish was the first one that we were introduced to, obviously, because Trish was on Devil May Cry 1. Since she'll never play the games, Trish looks exactly like his mother. Like, exactly. She's a demon that was created by Mundus to lure him into a trap, but ultimately she points aside.
Oh, okay.
He's not. And if he does the same thing in this series, I'm like, oh, he really ain't about to be shit. But Yeah, Trish ends up joining Dante as part of the Devil May Cry team. And yeah, she badass though, bro. If you go look up at pictures of Trish, yeah.
So okay, dang, cause bro, like in the show, bro, I was just loving their chemistry together. I'm not gonna hold you. I was like, man, I could just see them being like a thing. I could see them being together. So I was like, hey, man, I'm guessing in the games they fall in love and have kids and shit like that. I don't know.
Nah, Dante don't have no kids, bro.
No kids.
Dante don't have no kids.
Nope. It's crazy. Virgil is the one that has the kid.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Virgil is the one that has the kid, and that's why we have Nero. And that's who Johnny Young Bosch actually voices in the games. So but Virgil just has the kid. Like he doesn't have like an actual romantic relationship with the mother. We still don't know who the mother is. We just we get a clue about who the mother might be in the beginning of Virgil's playthrough in Devil May Cry 4, but no backstory on the mother or anything. It's just we see him walking by, we see this girl looking back.
That's it.
That's it.
Really? Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, man. But Dante, nope, no kids, man. He got Trish and he got Lady around. That's really it.
And like, bro, I was just feeling the vibes in the show, bro. Like I could just tell something was there. Like I don't know. I just love that. I just love that shit. I don't know, man. I just love that. You know, I can just tell that they could be a thing maybe in the future. They could do that. Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I really want to know that. Like in the games, are they together? And y'all said no. So damn.
Yeah, it's
but
we don't know if it's a sexual relationship or
platonic. So in the games is strictly
it's more platonic. Yeah,
it's platonic in the games. Okay.
Even with Trish, it's platonic too. But again, they don't really expound upon that. So if they could, or they could not.
Okay,
fair enough. But yeah. In the series, if they do become a thing, I won't be mad at it. Honestly, I won't. But yeah, we still between them, though, man.
They really were.
Yeah. Okay. I just need them to introduce Trish, and that'll be a thing because Trish is badass. All right, so I'm gonna play this one because all right, y'all. Coming to this next part, I have to really I gotta get some shit off because what I saw on Twitter really just upset me because some of these fans were talking so much shit. And I'm also gonna play this from Naruto because I gotta get it.
Yes.
Real quick.
Yes.
All right, so to these Twitter ragists or these game purists or whatever you may have let me just start off by saying this is a Netflix series, so of course it wasn't going to be exactly like the game. If you want a story that is exactly like the game, play the fucking game. Excuse my language, but damn, bro, that's all you have to do. Or go watch the gameplay or watch the cutscenes on YouTube. That's all you have to do. If you want to see the original plot line, that's all you got to do is just pick up the game. DMC 3, you can play that shit on Nintendo Switch. You could probably play DMC 1 on that shit too. I don't know why you would want to go back and play DMC 2 because DMC 2 is trash.
Super trash.
You can do that too. DMC 4, I mean, the gameplay ain't that bad, but at least the story is still, captivating in some parts. You could watch that or shit, do like I'm about to do. Go and re-download DMC 5 on the PlayStation and fuck some shit up because that's the best game out of all the entire series. Seriously, why are y'all so bent out of shape because the series doesn't exactly follow the gameplay story? It doesn't make sense. I went in expecting the story beats were going to be different because we just got a whole new fucking villain. Again, excuse my language. I know I'm dropping a bunch of F-bombs, Mom. I'm sorry, but still, it just didn't make any sense for y'all to be upset knowing that there was going to be some different things that were included. This is not a hard reboot like the DMC Devil May Cry game. This is literally a soft reboot. The characters are basically the same with a few tweaks here and there. Mary's character is a little different. Yes, obviously she hasn't learned her lesson yet. It's going to take more than just 8 episodes for her to finally learn her lesson and get up out of President Bane's ass. We know this. I unfortunately was upset that she went back to Darkholm instead of really trusting her instincts and just going with Dante. But unfortunately, it didn't happen like that. But we've got a long way to go. If we get a season 2, we're going to get a longer story. Be fucking patient. That's all I gotta say. Like, why would you go so far as to try and trash the anime just because it doesn't exactly follow the same story as the game? You're still got the lore of Sparta. You still got Dante and Virgil being at odds with each other. You still got Dante figuring out his powers. You still got all of this shit. And then there's another thing that I really, really got to talk about, because a lot of these folk were mad that we got expanded lore about the demon realm, about how, some of the demons themselves weren't all bad. But then, of course, Americans being stupid Americans came and killed all of these folk, especially because, Baines is a religious zealot. And of course, there were some people on Twitter who were saying that, oh, it's an attack on Christianity. It's not. It's an attack on religious zealots. I'm still Christian, guys. I was not offended. It's a dude who wanted to apparently take this holy war to the demon realm, which will be the most stupid plan that he could come up with. You literally got like class demons just waiting to pack you up. Literally, like I didn't understand why he would go through the motion of doing that and trying to capture and test and enslave demons, knowing good and damn well that there's going to be demons who far exceed whatever military capabilities that you have. Like, do we not know Virgil's power? For those who've played the games, you know what Virgil can do with the Yamano and his powers in general. He could pack up a whole daggone military in milliseconds.
In the blink of an eye.
Yeah, in a blink of an eye. Dude can take out his sword in one click, and you'll see like multiple dimensional slashes just come through out of nowhere. Packed up. Like, it is crazy. I just don't get why y'all were so bent out of shape because we had a religious zealot who were, pretty much wanted to bring this holy war. Like, we're getting more dimensional bad guys now. It's not just, oh, we have to defeat Mundus. Now Dante has to worry about Mundus, and he has to worry about stupid Americans because they don't know exactly how to deal with this shit, and they're going about it the wrong way. So why not? And yes, just like in DMC3, Mary said, not every demon is bad and not every human is good. Her own father is an example of that in both the game and in the TV series. Like, we saw what Arkham was doing to himself in the game, and we saw what he did to himself in the fucking TV series. He killed his wife and was going to kill her. Like, come on, guys. Like, this is not rocket science here. This is I just had to throw that out there because it was just like, yo, y'all are really, really mad because we're getting expanded lore, and it's a little shot to ourselves because some of us here know what American exceptionalism is about, and we know just how stupid this shit is. But some of y'all still fall into this loop of, because we don't understand things that are presented to us that it might be different than us, then we got to kill everything that we see. It's literally American history playing out, from Indians to slaves, enslaved Africans to even now. Like, our country does not know any better, and it does not learn its lesson. And this is the same thing with this series. You got a religious zealot who does not, want to see anything different other than what he sees as a holy war. And then you've got the stupid Americans that do not know any different because they're not told any different. Just because something might be from a demon realm or hell or Makai, you think automatically, oh, demon bad, demon gotta go. No, that is not what's happening here, because y'all aren't willing to understand complexities of things that are different from you. This is exactly how the real life has worked. And so you're mad that that's being portrayed in a TV series? Get the fuck out of here, yo. Like, come on, man. Let's just be absolutely real with ourselves. This is a series that is playing the long game. And on top of that, we're going to get more about Dante's character as the series goes on. We're going to get introduced to more characters. We're going to see more abilities. We're going to see more epic fights. Just take the series for what it is. Like it, enjoy the soundtrack, or if you don't like where the story's going, play the fucking game. That's all you gotta do. All you have to do. I enjoyed this series from start to finish. I didn't have any problems with it, minus the pacing here and there for a certain thing, but there was nothing fundamentally wrong with this series. And if you're crashing on Twitter because of what the themes of the series might imply, for the future of the series, then obviously that says more about you than it says about the series. That's all I gotta say about that. I had to crash out for that because it was like, some of y'all are stupid.
I haven't even seen people like saying nothing bad. Like on Twitter, I've been seeing nothing but like good things about it. Everybody been like,
I fell on the wrong side of Twitter, and that's when I was just like,
really?
"Oh, nah, I gotta put this in here. I got to put this on here because there was a part of Twitter that really thoroughly enjoyed the series, and I'm glad I fell into that too, just as well as on Blue Sky. But there was a certain part of Twitter I'm just like, oh, here we go. And some people were mad that they were talking about religious zealots and demons. Not all demons bad. I'm like, but these themes are also explored in the games. Religious zealots are explored in Devil May Cry 4. You know, knowing the difference between what's really good and what's really evil has been explored in Devil May Cry 3 and in Devil May Cry 2. It's like, bro, what are we like?
Fake outrage. People just want to complain about some shit.
They just want to complain, bro. That's all it is, man. And y'all want to like go in here and try to make a case about it. Some people, of course, throw the word woke out there, and I'm just like, man, y'all have never played this game in your entire lives if you're saying all that shit.
Woke?
Literally,
my God.
I did see that. I was just like, yo, y'all are stupid. Y'all are absolutely stupid, and y'all have never played DMC. I can tell. Like all of these themes have been explored in some part of the game in some way. They just haven't been expounded upon as much as the series is about to do. Because again, with a video game, you have to follow kind of a linear plot line, but it's not that they've made mention of it, and it plays into the gameplay. Like these are not themes that are foreign to how the game goes in any of the game's sequences. Like whether it be in, as I said, in DMC 2 about evil corporations. DMC 3 about what's really good and what's really evil. DMC 4 with religious zealots. DMC 5 is more about the apocalypse. But still, it's these themes are not foreign to the concept of Devil May Cry, because at the end, when demons cry, it's showing that not demons have emotions, and Dante even comes to that realization himself. This is like, wait, devils never cry. And when you cry, that literally shows that just because you're a demon does not necessarily mean that you can't feel something. It's the same thing that happens with Trish. It's things that happen throughout the series. Like that's why it's called Devil May Cry.
Yep, I can see that.
Anyway, guys, I had to get off my soapbox about that.
Also, I want to add to your zealots rant. But people who say the anime that came out in 2007 that says better than this anime Netflix, y'all are on something for real. Because the anime that came out before this one, it was boring. It didn't have that much action.
Yes.
Really?
It was a whole bunch of talking. Okay.
Yes.
A whole bunch of talking with no action.
No action?
That's crazy. With some action, but not a lot.
Yeah.
But still, this Netflix series did what Devil May Cry series is all about. It's about the puns, about the action, and it had all of that. The anime didn't have it. And for y'all on Twitter saying that the anime is better than the Netflix series, y'all are on something for real.
For real.
And like I was saying, you know what? I might watch this, but now I'm staying far away from it. Fuck it. I'm just gonna stay away from it. I'm not gonna watch it. Nah, man.
Bro. Don't even waste your time unless you just want to like watch it for the hell of it. Like nothing significant happens in this series, bro. It's literally like people just mad because the series now is taking a different direction. But if you tried to sat there and watch the original animated series, you'd be bored as hell, bro. Because I was bored as hell, and I don't get bored with Devil May Cry like that.
Yeah,
it was like, this
far away from it.
Yeah, don't even waste your time, man.
Okay,
it's not a lot of action, and as Bo said, it's more talking than anything. But still. Those people who were saying that, I don't know what they're on. They're clearly
supposed to be annoying. Oh, the anime is not like the game. It's not the same. It's not like you bro. You know how people are with this stuff, bro.
Yeah,
It's so annoying. It's not gonna be bro. Yeah,
Castlevania is not exactly the same. I'm like, bro, but if you want the same storyline from the games, then play the games.
Just play the games, bro.
Not everything is going to be exactly the same. As long as they can get the main parts of what makes the series great, then you've got a working product. As Bo said, like, it's about the action, it's about the puns, it's about the cheesy and campy humor, it's about the edgelord 2000s music that really hypes up Dante. It's about a woohoo pizza guy who happens to be half demon and half human going out and killing demons. And making friends along the way in his weird behavior. But granted, this series is really like great because of those things, and it just doesn't make sense when you try to ruin that because you want to be purist. Like, there are a few things that I'm purist on just because the people who if they make something from a series, they go way out of left. For example, I don't mind despite the author being a little bit crazy now, when it comes to Harry Potter, I didn't mind Harry Potter getting a TV series. Why? Because the movies miss a whole lot of shit that would make more sense if put in a TV show to explain how things, progress without any plot holes. Because I've read the books, I'm like, okay, if you can kind of stick to that and stick to the main story points and not leave out any plot holes, you're fine. Just like with Percy Jackson. We know that
man,
got a whole bunch of shit and changed some shit, but even though the series now isn't exactly like the books, the main plot points are still the same.
Yeah, and it's really good,
and it's really, really done well. So that's what I'm kind of like. I'm like, okay, so the story changed up a little bit. It didn't go far left like DMC Devil May Cry did, because good knows that went far fucking left.
Yeah,
just
way left.
Yeah, way left. Like, it made you thought Mary cussed a lot in this series, boy. Dante cusses up a storm in that hard reboot, and it's just like
not like that. Really,
he's not like that, bro.
He doing that for real. Yeah.
Nah, he be chilling most of the time, just like, hey, you play my rock music, I make funny puns, I can be a little sarcastic.
Yeah, just like that one episode when he was just chilling at the bar or something. He was trying to eat some. He was trying to eat like a shake or something.
Sunday.
Sunday. He was just chilling, and just out of nowhere, he's like, "Wait, this bus is finna come in here or something like that." That was so crazy, bro. And he had to just save everybody. That was so cool, bro. I really love that scene too. Like, he was just chilling, just trying to, trying to eat some freaking ice cream, man. Just trying to take a freaking load off. And here comes somebody throwing a car or trying to blow up the day. Like, oh man, that sucks, bro. Like, I can't even eat no ice cream, bro. Come on.
Yeah, man. That's exactly what Dante is.
Yeah.
Like, you see the beginning of if you ever see the beginning series of Devil May Cry 3, like, Arkham really rolls up to him and he's just like, okay, what you want? I'm trying to eat my pizza here. And he's like, are you Dante, the son of Virgil? He's like, okay, how do you know this? So what? And he's just like, he flips the table over. He's just like, hey, what the fuck? And then all these demons come out of nowhere and they snap him. And Dante just gets up and he's just like, all right, it's time to go to work. And it's just kind of like a shrug, like, damn it, I was enjoying myself and y'all come in here and ruin my peace, like,
bro.
And then he got the juice box playing at him. He was like, yeah, let's get this one.
So
absolutely, bro.
Anyway, yeah, that's how I feel. As far as rating the series, I think for me it's an 8.5 out of 10. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what they do in season 2. If they do season 2 really well, of course, that score could go up or down depending on what road they take. But for right now, for me, I think it's a really, really, really solid 8.5.
All right, Bo, you can go.
I'll say 8.5 as well. It's real solid. 8.5.
Same here. Yeah, I said it on Twitter. Like, it could have been a 9, but that season finale was kind of it was losing me at first in the first half. And I was just like, oh man, the rabbit turning into this big Hulk monster demon. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this, but yeah, man, solid 8.5 for me as well. Season was great. I had a blast watching it. It was a lot of fun. It was really good. And Mary's dad is fucking trash. Mary's dad is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I hope he I don't know, man. He sucks. He really pissed me off in that episode. I was like, bro, this your wife, man. Your wife is trying to stop you from stabbing yourself with this stuff. And he's like fighting her on it. I'm like, what? Like, dog.
Yeah.
That was just so stupid. So yeah, he's trash. But no, man, I really love this. And I'm looking forward to season 2. I will be there first day.
Yep.
If it does get a season 2. So yeah, man. Shout out to the good people over at Netflix for this, man. I'm really, like I said, I didn't know nothing about this lore. I seen that first, I think it was a teaser trailer or something like that. And I just seen this man Dante going crazy. I'm like, oh no, I gotta watch this. This shit look really good. So yeah, man. I'm locked in now.
Yeah, man, for sure. And big shout out to Adi Shankar, the showrunner for Castlevania, for taking this series and making it what it is. He is, as I mentioned, he is also a big Devil May Cry fan. So the fact that he was able to get his hands on the series and work with Studio Mir to create this show, I think was really well done. And I can't wait to see what they got in store for season 2 if we get a season 2. I will be there first day as well. Also, Rob, like I said, if you thought that Mary's dad was fucked up in the TV series, like, hey, just watch some of that gameplay for Devil May Cry 3. He's even worse. He's even worse. But anyway, with that, are there any new business highlights that y'all want to shout out? Black businesses, black podcasts, or podcasts in general, or businesses in general that y'all want to shout out real quick?
Did you have something?
No, I do not have anything business related to shout out.
Okay.
No, I don't really have anything else to shout out neither, but Inside the Mind of a Blurred, I mean, that's something I could
I already know.
As always, I'm sure Ked is definitely gonna plug that as well. But yeah, I have some things that's gonna be happening soon too myself, with some solo content, some stuff, because I be having a lot of thoughts on like shows and manga and stuff like that. So I think I'm gonna dip my toe into some solo content myself. It's just editing, man. I don't like editing at all, bro. That's the one thing, bro. I hate editing, dog. That's I don't want to edit.
Listen, editing can be tedious and it can be fun sometimes, but then when you got like long episodes like this one's about to be, you just like, oh man, it's
all fast, yeah. But yeah,
but I think because we're mostly talking most of the time, I don't have to like chop it up as much as I normally do. Like if I was doing a solo episode, then I gotta like chop out all like the pauses that I do and all the that come up. But when I got folk on here, it's like, okay, I don't gotta be in editing hell that long. So just might be certain bits and pieces I can tweak a little bit, but that's what makes episodes like these great. But anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in to this special edition of us talking about the Devil May Cry Netflix series. Please wrap up.
She got a feeling. She told her home girl. Yo, what y'all doing over there, man?
Yeah. Hey, yo. So right now we're getting ready to do the rundown. The rundown, of course, is we name all the podcasts, all the content creators, authors, artists, and business owners that have supported this podcast in the past or currently. As always, Inside the Mind of a Blur. Shout out to the gang. Of course, 3 of us are part of Inside the Mind of a Blur, so we got a rep. Of course, Mic Check, Waifu, Worst Generation Pod, and Blaname Pod. I got to shout out all 3 of those. Blaname Podcast is back. They've been definitely running some episodes, so shout out to Mike and Sine. They've been doing their thing. And of course, we've been seeing episodes here and there of Anime After Dark on Twitter. I've been at work, so I haven't been able to tune in, but shout out to those guys for coming back, at least for a little bit. Big shout out to Sensei LeGlove, man. He was again supposed to be on this episode, but had to spend quality time with the wife, and as we all know, wife comes first. But I definitely had to add that crash out moment, especially for him. to show that, like, yeah, some of these folk, man, they were stupid talking about this series, man. They just talking just to talk at this point, yapping and yapping just to yap. So yeah. Anyway, shout out to the Truth and Transparency podcast with Brother X, the culture scientist, and Mr. Smith. Dad Needs to Talk with Rob, the father of Ash. Big shout out to Geek Set Podcast, Anime Junkies, 3 Weaves in the Podcast. Shout out to those anime girls. Shout out to the commute. And, of course, shout out to Black Geek Energy. For our Black authors, of course, big shout out to K. Renee, a.k.a. Sedona Rose. And shout out to Elena Graham, a.k.a. Elena. For our Black content creators, of course, Off Black Mag with Aaron, HBCU Anime with Evan, Cerberus Entertainment, Tatted Poodle, Dekichi Gamer, Shelby with Simply Janine, Simply Baked and Rose Less Traveled, Strange Keith with the Idols to Icons, Toasty Marshmallow, and shout out to the Corner 5, Simone, Courtney 5, Chris, and Sham. And, of course, shout out to Scuba Steve and Alpha with Blur Mind Productions. With our Black artists, shout out to NASA, Scoozy, Jack Union, Phil.me, Ellis Quinn, RJ Stackhouse, Quarter, Tyrone Leak Jr., Ari Lachelle, Zach Cons with Fortresses, Elena again, Zaynab, and, of course, Imogen. And for Black business, shout outs already paid by Dre, Fresheners, Righteous Minds by Timo, KS's Brand by Christina, Cream Cosmetics by Naima, Mind Over Money by Tremaine, Studio Maho with Pat and Yin. Also, big shout out to Daphne Benford Smith with Hold on Law. Of course, Concept Moon, She Designs 2 with Aaron, Black Magic / Lit Wants by Lone T, H4 Created by Zenobia, Real Estate Stone by Meredith, So by Bell by Mariah, Good Vibes Only with NASA, and Scrappy Sentiment with our very own Sappy. All right, team, how can beautiful people out there follow you guys?
You can follow me on Twitter at _RobJ. Same name on IG. And yeah, man, like Ken said, follow the Blurred Mind Pod. Everywhere you get wherever you get your podcast, follow us on Twitter at the Blurred Mind Pod on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. We need to get back on Twitch soon. We definitely got to get back doing that because that shit is fun.
Yep.
So, but yeah, man, at the Blurred Mind Pod is pretty much is everywhere. So yeah, man. This was fun. This was a great podcast talking about, man, Devil May Cry was so much fun. I'm just glad I got to talk about it. I watched it all in one sitting. It was, I just couldn't stop. So yeah, man, this was great. Shout out.
Definitely a lot of fun. Bo, how can the folk follow you?
You can follow me on Twitter as Bo Done Did It. Bo Done Did It all together. You can follow me on Blue Sky as well. I am on there. I'm more active on there as well on Blue Sky on Twitter. Also, you can follow me on Bo Done Did It Again on YouTube. I'm going to start doing little short videos of me just ranting about current things because I feel like I could just rant about some current things and just upload it, and people could watch and hear my rant and comment your opinions. Hopefully, some of you would find it interesting. First video will drop Tuesday morning, so I'll post it on Twitter and Blue Sky for you guys to hear what I have to rant about. So I'll try to at least upload 2-3 videos a week, and then we'll see how you guys feel about it. Leave a comment on the YouTube video whenever you do watch it, and tell me how you guys feel.
Sounds good, Bo. Sounds good. All right, guys, be sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the Chaotic Culture Podcast on your favorite DSP. Be sure that you subscribe to the Patreon for early access to the podcast and bonus episodes of the podcast. Of course, you can subscribe at any of the 4 levels or as low as $3. Once again, we appreciate your support. If you are watching through YouTube, please be sure that you like the video. Please be sure that you subscribe. And, of course, hit that notification bell. You can follow us on Facebook at the Chaotic Culture Podcast page. You can also follow us on IG and Threads at Chaotic Culture Pod. You can follow us on X/Twitter at Chaotic Culture 1. You can follow us on Blue Sky at chaoticculture.bsky.social. You can follow me, Cat the Pro, that's K3D the Pro on all social media. Of course, you can follow Miss Nasa at Omnicaso on all social media. You can follow Miss Sappy at Scratch14 on all social media. You can follow Scuba Steve at Scuba Steve 1428 on all social media. You can follow Law on Instagram at L.JR_96 and on Twitter at Law96_. And of course, you can follow Jay at Jaylee Trey on all social media. And this has been another edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. So until next time, folks, remember, embrace the culture, chaos rules, be blessed, be safe, God is love, and we are out of here.
Later days.
Peace.
So what's the word?
You are now tuned in to the Chaotic Culture Podcast. And